If you're wondering if this man is right for you and if he is emotionally safe and mature enough to be a potential romantic partner for you when you are a sensitive empath, earth angel, a chosen one of God, woman, a starseed, you are an introverted old soul and you are a deep thinker and you have deep feelings, emotions every single day, and you're dating this man, for example, and you're wondering about this. Well, it's important to discern if this man is healthy for you and if he's mature enough. Can he actually authentically communicate with you? Does he show you respect and effort? Are there any disagreements and arguments? So if there are disagreements or any sorts of arguments already in the beginning when you are interacting with him and it seems like he's on and off, like he's testing you, he's emotionally unavailable, maybe even physically unavailable, maybe it's a long distance thing, because this man can easily keep you at an arm's length and does not even tell you. So it's important to learn that, when a man is using you only for your benefits, of course it will be showing. There will be signs, if you pay attention to them, there will be some sorts of signs already from the jump. There will be. And if you tell him about your serious trauma issues, for example, so if you try to open up to him, if you feel safe enough to open up to him, because a woman needs safety. We need safety from our men. We need our men to be reliable, dependable, trustworthy, emotionally mature, to be able to interact with us in a healthy, respectful manner, not to be running away and shying away from difficult conversations. So if you're, for example, testing him out a little, this is a powerful way to know, because what happens after you try to open up to him, you try to see if you can trust this person, are you on the same level emotionally, and when it comes to your mindsets, your core values, how does he react? Because you cannot build a healthy relationship, a healthy interaction, communication with respect, with authenticity, with honesty, with transparency, with being straightforward, but of course still being respectful and kind and even empathetic. So because you are empathetic and kind, of course you need and deserve someone who is also empathetic and kind. So you have to hold on to your core values no matter what when you are interacting with men, dating wise. If you're looking for a relationship, of course the best state is to just let go and just live your life and just let that man appear when he appears, because it's not good to be worried about these things, and panic. And if he is making his own troubles worse than yours, then that is also a huge red flag and a huge sign that you're dealing with an immature man. This man is a little boy. We're always dealing with toddlers. We're not dealing with adults when we cannot build healthy, respectful communication. So if there is no trust, there is no respect, there is no valuing of you, there is no similar mindset, there are no similar core values, you cannot build anything with a person like that. You're complete opposites, and that person is toxic and immature and very egotistical, even likely, and narcissistic. And he's only interacting with you to use you for your benefits. Because we are sensitive old souls, introverted, and we crave those deep sorts of interactions. We cannot stand shallow interactions with people. And because we're trauma survivors, narcissistic abuse survivors, we've been bullied and harassed and bullied ever since childhood usually. So we've been the family scapegoats, always taking care of others. So I firmly agree with this fact that we also deserve to be taken care of. And we also deserve healthy respect and love and care. So in order to have those things, you have to protect yourself from what is toxic and wrong for you. So of course, first it's good to heal and fix your own relationship with yourself, because again, it's the most important relationship in your life is with yourself and of course with God, but you have to be friends with yourself. You have to love and accept yourself, get to know yourself, especially after narcissistic abuse experiences, when you want to become unstuck and move on and heal and thrive. If you're always the people pleaser, if you're always basically being the mindless slave for these narcissists, if you are stuck with a narcissist in your marriage, for example, you cannot heal and move on and thrive. You're always going to be functioning from that role that is not really you. And then also, this was just coming to me, that man will be taking you away from you. So those people who are not for us, they don't understand us, they don't respect us, etc. They don't value us being sensitive and deeply intuitive, deeply feeling people and trauma victims, trauma survivors. So they will basically turn everything against us, our own trauma, our feelings, our opinions, whatever it is, what we are being and doing. They will be trying to destroy that and turn all of that against us, which again is very narcissistic behavior treatment. And it can be so traumatizing, and it's also reminding you of your past when you've been a scapegoat. So they are seriously taking you away from yourself. And of course, a powerful antidote to all of this is to just, detach and move on as quickly as possible, as soon as possible, in such a big way as possible. Of course, depending on the situation. When I had to leave my son's toxic father, it's about action. You just have to decide and, just take action. And also I had to switch apartments at that time when my lease was ending. So I had a lot on my plate alone, with no real authentic support, nobody really seeing me or hearing me about my situation. So I have so much experience about this. When you are pressured and you're in this urgent situation and you just have to act on your own. Because again, of course, it's a lot if you're dealing with a narcissistic partner and, for example, you're married to them, living with them in the same home, house, apartment, and you are like, you want to be done, you want to move on, you want to start dating again, for example, you actually want to live your life, but you don't know how to do it. Of course, in my sessions, I can help you if you apply to work with me one-on-one in our sessions. We can go through all of this and I will help you to move on, to actually start to build that better, healthier life, safer life for yourself. And of course, my coaching program is also for that purpose. And it's an even more powerful way, of course, because it's longer and we will really be deep diving into your issues. And of course, my self-help book will also help you. I've gathered together in it, everything that I had to learn. The painful way, the hard way, when I was so stuck, I was so depressed. I had been so bullied and alone. My youth, my childhood, attacked, harassed, I was not seen anywhere as I am. I was not really respected. All of my relationships were basically just superficial and shallow. When I look back at them, it's pretty painful to think about how I was sacrificing myself, giving out of myself to people who did not reciprocate. But that is what it does when you are the family scapegoat. You easily engage in those. So yeah, if this resonates, buy my book, Apply to Work with Me. I would love to help you, of course, if you're one of my soul people. And this, yeah, like I was saying, this topic was just coming to me about dating as an introvert old soul, because in order to avoid being used and taken advantage of, naturally we have to set healthy boundaries. We have to know ourselves, we have to know our own value, our core values, and hold on to them. I made that mistake so many times that I had made up my mind about my values, etc., but I did not hold on to them. I let my feelings take control. If I had a crush on someone, I fell in love too quickly, and then also my heart got broken again. And naturally, as I've said many times in my posts and videos, I could not find the help that I would have needed from people, from the church, for example. I've been very shocked and disappointed too many times that, people who are supposed to help you, they make your trauma worse. They actually trigger your trauma. So I've been really shocked and felt very deceived and betrayed by many people that apparently I could not trust them. So this is also why we have to discern who is worthy of opening up to, who is worthy of our trust, our attention, our empathy and compassion and love and care. Because, some people are so cruel that even though they would know about your trauma, they make it worse, or they just judge you. And of course, again, nobody has the right to judge a trauma victim, a trauma survivor, a sensitive person, because, we never know what somebody is going through or has been going through. So we should always be respectful and kind. And that would take us a long way. It would be so different. The world would be so different if people would just choose respect and peace and love and care and compassion and empathy and healthy communication. Healthy core values, not the toxic ones. But because there are so many of these people who are toxic and immature, all they do is they want. They are at this mindset of competition and like, I want this now, I need this now. And it's very immature. So they are very unsafe people to deal with. And we cannot deal with unsafe people. We need safe environments. We need safety, we need peace, otherwise we cannot heal and move on. We need safe relationships, we need nervous system regulation, and anything that can be triggering your trauma, it's a huge sign that is just simply toxic and wrong for you. So this is so hugely important that we have to discern, is this bringing me peace and healing? Is this bringing me respect? And do I feel safe or not? If you don't feel safe, it's wrong. And then you need your boundaries, you need to do what you need to do.